Picture this. It's 1958. The war's over, but national service is still in full swing.
Sign your name.
What's the matter with you?
British troops are being posted all over the world. Some trained, some not so much.
I tell ya? What did I tell ya? Never volunteer for nothing.
And into this world stumbles a group of army recruits so utterly incompetent they make Dad's army look like the SAS.
Canada's Star, isn't it?
No, sir. Merseyside Jive Marathon, 1955.
Welcome to I Only Arsked, a riotous slice of British military comedy
Oh, blimey, where'd you learn that?
I've seen it in a picture.
that marched straight from the TV screen into cinemas, armed with nothing but slapstick, miscommunication, and a whole lot of gormless charm.
Let's you and me carve ourselves a piece of floor.
You do and I'll let you on a charge.
Now, before we get into the chaos of camels, sandstorms, and salutes gone wrong, let's set the scene.
Take them from anywhere. Scrape the bottom of the barrel if you have to, but find some troops and ship them out.
I Only Arsked wasn't just a standalone film, it was spun off from one of the most popular British sitcoms of its time, The Army Game. Airing from 1957 to 1961, The Army Game followed a ragtag bunch of conscripts at the fictional Nether-Hopping Army Depot.
Well, what is it then?
Slow. Give us a clue.
It was cheeky, irreverent, and a runaway hit.
A game, I believe. Hey, how is it you always managed to win then? Easy. I cheat.
With its growing popularity, it made perfect sense for Hammer Film Productions, yes, the same studio known for Dracula and Frankenstein, to give the series the big screen treatment.
Those aren't the correct footwear, are they?
See, I'm excused, folks, on account of me feet.
Directed by Montgomery Tully, I Only Arsked hit UK cinemas in December 1958, bringing many of the show's original characters with it.
This son's murder. We should dismiss when the ops come on and give us the order to dismiss, and not before.
Leading the Misfit Battalion is Bernard Bresslaw as Private Popeye Popplewell,
I think I've seen a marriage. Here, Bruce, you take a look. I need a second opinion.
a towering, slow-witted recruit with the best of intentions and absolutely no clue what he's doing.
My brother Alec's only 3'6".
Too small for the army, what?
Too young and always only 4.
His wide-eyed confusion and bumbling good nature made him an instant fan favourite on TV, and the leap to film only made him more iconic.
Smashing.
His catchphrase,
Well, I only asked.
usually uttered just after causing complete mayhem, was so popular it gave the film its name.
He gets some smashing ideas. Who, me?
Backing him up is Michael Medwin as Corporal Springer,
Well, now, Cupcake, me old son. We're not the kind to let a little thing like a 9 o'clock curfew stand in the way of a bit of fun.
a schemer through and through, always working an angle and rarely following the rules.
Come on, lads. You're in for a bit of a surprise here, sir.
Then there's Alfie Bass as Private Excused Boots, Bisley, the hypochondriac of the group,
Oh, what a go!
forever dodging work on supposed medical grounds. You've also got Charles Hawtrey as Private Professor Hatchet,
One of these days I shall forget myself.
who brings his trademark fussy charm to the role.
What do you want before me? It won't excuse me.
Hawtrey, of course, would go on to become a legend in the Carry On films.
Well, you heard what the Major said. No oil, no troops, and there's no oil.
And rounding out the unit is
How about the escort for the Barley Queen on Saturday? Here, Potty's calling for volunteers.
Norman Rossington as Private Cupcake Cook, a nickname that says it all.
This place would make a smashing holiday camp.
So, what's the story? After being tricked into volunteering, the lads are posted to a fictional British outpost in the Middle East. They find themselves in the middle of a search for oil and a coup led by King Fazim's brother.
Careful.
Geoffrey Sumner plays Major Upshot Bagley.
All right, chaps, you help yourselves. I'm going to have tiffin with the resident. Carry on, Corporal.
Pompous by the book and entirely unprepared for the chaos heading his way.
Heaven knows what'll happen to him. Something unspeakable, no doubt.
David Lodge is Sergeant Potty Chambers,
If any of you lot move so much as a little finger, you'll be on a charge for the rest of your natural. Do I make myself clear?
a man constantly on the verge of either blowing a fuse or bursting a vein.
Tomorrow morning you mount guard on the Orwell, so it's lights out at 10 o'clock and no tricks, see?
And then there's Marn Maitland as King Fazim, who ends up being an unfortunate and increasingly frustrated host to our blundering Brits.
My brother is no fool. By now the whole palace will be completely surrounded.
Now, you might be wondering, was it really shot in the desert?
I got him.
Not quite. Despite being set in the Middle East, most of the film was shot at Shepperton Studios just outside London.
It's very good all the time.
The sand dunes were actually clever set dressing and soundstage magic.
Sure, that's a splendid sight, eh, Tom Meadow?
Yes, sir. Very splendid sight.
Proving once again that, with the right lighting and a few palm trees, Surrey can pass for almost anywhere.
Anyhow, I doubt whether we'll be here more than a couple of days now.
One of the film's most memorable twists comes when the lads accidentally discover a secret tunnel that leads straight into King Fazim's harem,
They don't build them like this today.
triggering a chain of farcical misunderstandings.
All right, don't do your little nuts, girls. We won't harm you. We're the army.
It's classic British innuendo meets military mishap,
Get a load of that. A redhead. Ginger Perkins.
handled with just enough cheek to stay on the right side of 1950s sensibilities.
And thou beside me, singing in the wilderness.
But the real payoff comes at the end of the film, during a siege on the palace led by Mahmud, the king's ambitious brother. Just when things seem to be collapsing into total disaster,
He's blown the gates! Now, my children, charge!
an explosion wrecks the palace gates, revealing a gushing oil well. Suddenly, the blundering Brits are national heroes, and what started as a diplomatic disaster ends in celebration, promotion, and a very surprised-looking Popeye.
You 1/10 of my oil royalties, as long as you care to stay here.
God, that'll bring in the wages.
And let's not forget the supporting cast. Michael Bentine, of the Goon Show fame, makes a brief appearance as Fred.
He should take a few, sir. Not to worry, sir. All these gentlemen are chums of mine, sir.
You've also got Wolfe Morris as Salomon, and Francis Matthews as Mahmud.
Greetings, brother. My apologies for arriving unannounced.
As for reception, the film was a modest success.
Left, right, squad, hop, left, top.
It wasn't a blockbuster, but it did well enough at the UK box office to please the producers.
What do you call these?
Booth.
Well, take them off.
It delivered exactly what fans of the Army game wanted. More hijinks, more Popeye, and more military muddle.
Well, there's only one thing for it, Salamander. We'll have to call out the troops. Oh, I forgot. We are the troops, aren't we?
Critics were divided. Some called it lightweight fun. Others felt it was stretched a bit thin compared to the tighter format of the TV show.
Everybody! Oh, you missed.
But most agreed that the performances were strong, especially Bresslaw, who by this point had carved out a niche playing the lovable dolt with impeccable timing. In many ways, I Only Arsked fits neatly into that post-war British comedy tradition, where the humour wasn't so much rebellious,
Leave it as you would wish to find it. And the best of luck to you all.
as gently subversive. It poked fun at authority, but always with a wink. Today, it's a bit of a hidden gem,
Dear, what have I done? What have I done?
not as widely remembered as the Carry On films or Dad's Army, but still a vital part of that lineage. It captures a moment when British cinema was looking inward, finding comedy not in the exotic or the extraordinary, but in the mundane silliness of everyday blunders.
That's the last time I take you lot out of the night. Very good for prestige when the gallant British Expeditionary Force is homesick, ain't it?
So, if you're in the mood for some vintage laughs, a glimpse at the roots of British sitcom humour, or just want to see a group of soldiers turn a military outpost into a madhouse,
Shall we look or shall we leap?
Let's leave.
I Only Arsked is worth a watch. And remember, next time you cause absolute havoc by accident, just shrug, smile, and say, I only asked. Thanks for listening, and if you enjoyed this nostalgic rewind, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. We've got plenty more vintage British cinema coming your way, and no marching required.
Come on, open it up.
Are we allowed to take home any souvenirs?